Welcome back to the Hexagon Challenge. In today's episode, we have two games in the Saudi Premier League. We are away to Damak and then we're at home to Al Khalij. Since you last left us, things have been going pretty well. We are just continuing to really rock and roll. Won lots of games in the league, drew a couple, but we're still undefeated in the league. We did get knocked out in the Cup by Al Ettifaq, and the reason for that is lots of our players have been away on international duty. We have had to play a lot of youth players who are just not very good. Huskovic, Cole, and Cole Palmer have also picked up injuries, and Al Zubiadi, our other centre back, is out suspended. But yeah, a lot of the players have been out on internationals. A lot of them are still out on internationals. A lot of the Saudi players are still gone. But people like Diamande, he's been gone. Zarouni's been gone, I think. But yeah, there was a handful of players that are all been missing. So we've been pretty light. We've had to bring up some youth players, as you can see. These kind of players, I mean, they're not very good, but there they are. I mean, they've got kind of potential, but they're not really good, very good now. But I imagine other teams were probably in the same boat, so we managed to do okay in the league. As you can see, 2 draws out of our last 3 league games has seen us go down to second in the league. We are 2 games in hand though, over Al Ittihad, so we could absolutely make that up if we win both games. We're still undefeated, which is the main thing, and we're still in the top 4 or the top 3. Because obviously the cup makes a big difference to who gets Champions League. So it's still going well, but we just need to, we need to crack on. So we'll continue on. It means we're not in the cup, so there won't be a cup. Hopefully Al Ittihad win the cup. I think they're still in it. Al Ittihad, still in the cup. So hopefully they win it, so none of this really matters. But yeah, I mean, Board only won a top half. We're still cruising, so I think we'll be okay. But we've got Damak first, who are down in 7th. And like I say, it is a lightweight squad. But this is the team we're going with. We've got Akfeld in goal. We've got Alanetzi, who is really a left back, and he's not a very good one at that, playing at right back. We've got Diamande and Zarouni, our right back, playing centre back. He is 6 foot tall, though, so he should be pretty good cover as a centre back. Fakihi is our left back, and then a midfield 2 of Alatabi and Bruno. That's pretty rough. Bruno has decided to retire as well at the end of the season, so even if we wanted to keep him on with his massive wage, which we didn't, he's going. But with that in mind, we're kind of a little bit limited. We've put Shirky out on the wing, which is probably more of his natural position anyway. Hoffam on the left, and then Camus and Madahali up top. Madahali, another one of those youth players we've just brought up. He's not very good, but without Cole Palmer, without Huskovic, or even any of the wingers where we could play maybe Shirky up top, we're very, very limited. So that's the team we're going with. Hopefully it's enough to get past the Damak game. At this point, draws are probably okay just because we are so limited on squad numbers. I don't know if this is going to be a thing that happens every year. Hopefully this doesn't happen whilst we're in the middle of a Champions League group game or a knockout game, because that would absolutely scupper us. But yeah, especially with it being all the Saudi players gone, that would really be tough. But just check that I'm still on key highlights. I am. I mean, it's weird. I don't know why. You would think you would have an international break or something, or even be offered the chance to have an international break, but it didn't really seem to happen. Whether that's just because it's a custom database and the game hasn't picked that up, I don't know. But yeah, it was a little bit odd. But thankfully, we've managed to get through it relatively okay. Obviously, we did go out in the cup, which was disappointing, but the cup is obviously secondary to the league. We almost got off to a good start there. I thought it was I think Al Camus might have had himself a shot, hit the bar, but it does remain 0-0. Damak down in 7th, so definitely not having the best of seasons. Al Hilal all the way down in 14th. They are really struggling. That would be a team you wouldn't mind moving to, but I think where we are now, I think we don't need to move around Asia so much. I think Al Ahly, we can win a Champions League here. I don't think there's any reason. Obviously, there's no one really we couldn't bring in. It's more just registration rules that are going to limit us. Obviously, we've got some plans, and we have signed 2 players on pre-contracts, which I forgot about, but we'll talk about after the game. And that will definitely help with our rules. But a 0-0 draw, potentially these have some players out as well. But we'll just say it's not been good enough. Obviously, with the 2 up front, not really surprised that we haven't been able to score. We don't really have any subs either, so there's not really much management for me to do. It's kind of just chuck the players out and hope for the best. Seems like Zarouni and stuff in Coed kind of doing okay at the back, so it's always good to have that option to play him at centre-back if need be. but it seems like we are, without our main mans, Palmer, Huskovic, those kind of boys, we are struggling a little bit. Huskovic's contract is out at the end of the year. Bruno G gets his first of the season. Good assist from Shirky. Makes it 1-0. That's very good. That keeps us in the title hunt. We are very much destiny in our own hands, because if we win this game, win our second game in hand, we would go back top. So with them still being in the cup, they're probably in the Champions League as well. They potentially might get distracted, so it could be a chance for us to win the league in the first season, which would be mint. But you know, it's not the be all and end all. Obviously, our goal is just to get in the Champions League. Winning the league is just a nice bonus if we can do it. There's no difference in where you go to, straight in the group either way, so first or second, so it doesn't really matter. There is obviously, it was a little bit weird in Africa, so you still have to qualify every time, but in Asia, it's just, yeah, there is the difference between going in the group and going straight into the having to do the knockouts and qualifiers and things like that. So there is a difference there, but we just need to be careful in these last few moments, and we have not been careful. We've allowed them to get in. And on the edge of the box, Okafor has a shot, comes back to another. Oh, I mean, I'd have been annoyed if he'd let that in. If Akfeld had let that in, I was going to be annoyed. That was straight at him. Wasn't particularly hard. He hasn't come out for the corner. He's clearly not feeling too confident today, but he's still on a clean sheet because they've only had one shot on target. Yeah, that was poor from him. Bruno G plays it out to Alanetzi. Alanetzi, nowhere to go really, but does find Fakihi. Back to Bruno G, into Madahi. Or Madahali, however you pronounce it, but his effort is straight into the goalkeeper. But we do finish the game 1-0 winners. Not a very exciting game, not tons of highlights, but most important thing is that we did get the 3 points. So we are just 2 points behind Al Ittihad with a game in hand, and they've gone out in the cup. All right, well, we definitely need to finish top 2 now, which I don't think is going to be an issue, but yeah, that could be an issue. That could be an issue. Top 2 always go in. So I guess the winner of the cup get group stage? That seems quite generous. Yeah, wow, that's pretty good. You would think they would just get this playoff thing, but no, they go, okay, so third would be playoff then. So we definitely need to finish in top 2, but thankfully 11 points clear. I think we'll be okay there, provided we don't drop off. I'm sure they just lost to a team not even in the top division. That's pretty bad, At least we lost to Al Ettifaq, who are 5th, so it wasn't a terrible loss, and it was quite close as well. All right, well, yeah, let's go look at the 2 players we've got. So we've signed 2 players on pre-contract deals. Well, actually, I say that. One of them hasn't signed just yet, but we are looking to sign this boy, Nicola Tresoldi. He would be our replacement striker. He hasn't signed just yet, so it's not confirmation. Huskovic is out of contract at the end of the year. He's been good, but he's been very, very good. So if it doesn't work out with Tresoldi, we'll probably try and renew him. But I think I like the look of Tresoldi better. The one player that we have definitely signed, though, is Kang In Lee. So Kang In Lee's Asian. He's out of contract at PSG, obviously South Korean. So he's going to count as that extra Asian player we can have in the Champions League. So we have 8 in the league, but we can have 5 in the Champions League plus a 6th Asian player. So they kind of count as a foreign Asian. So it's like you can have an extra player. So this is what, I mean, he's still playing pretty well for PSG. So he should be pretty good for us. He still looks pretty good. He's only 32, so he's not that old. So he's joined us as well, which means obviously Bruno G leaving. Probably need to fill that space in midfield. I guess we've got Cherky and Alatabi, but then we probably need someone to come out. Yeah. We could even play with one up top. I'm sure we'll cook something up next year. We could go 4-2-3-1 and drop Camus to the bench. But Camus is decent. Yeah. There's things to think about, how we fit all these boys in. Because we kind of got 3 wingers. We don't have 3 winger spots. I suppose the alternative is to play Cole Palmer as a midfielder. And Shirky can't really be a ball winner, can he? Yeah. Does make things difficult. We'll figure it out. That's next season's problem. We'll figure it out. But Tresoldi, that will be easy. Straight in as a striker. So that will be easy. But yeah, whether we do something, yeah, how we cook something up. I actually don't mind Camus. I think he's been good as well. So I don't really mind staying with 2 strikers. It's just how do we get this slot? Because he's not really that great. I mean, he's okay, but he's not great. So how we get this to work, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Anyway, let's go play our second game against Al Khalij. So for our second game of the episode, we are at home to Al Khalij. The Trizoldi deal is done. It's gone through. So he'll be joining us in the summer, which means Huskovic will be leaving us at the end of the season. He's been very, very good. But at 30 years old, he's not as good as Trizoldi. He's been very, very good. So it's hard to say bye. But we have set him for release. Obviously, Bruno as well. He's been set for release. He was retiring anyway, so it isn't going to make a difference. But he'll be going. So that's 1.6 million in wages out the door. Trizoldi is going to cost us a whopping 1.2 million a week. I can't remember what Kang In Lee was. I think it was maybe 600-700. So we're definitely spending more than we are currently. But with the two big, at least one of the big contracts is going, it's made up for it. So money in Saudi really doesn't mean anything. So I'm not really too bothered. And this is the team we're going to go with anyway for our Al Khalij game. All the boys are back, thank God. All the injuries are done, the suspensions. We've got one player suspended, but the suspension, it's all done. And this is the team we're going with. We've got Akfeld in goal, back four Zaruni, Diamande, Zubiadi, and Fakihi. Alatabi and Shirky in midfield. As you can see, Shirky now very well trained, very well versed as a deep line playmaker, which is great. Palmer and Huffam on the wings, and Kamis and Huskovic up top. Huskovic not fully fit, but he should be okay to get through the game. So this will put us on to 21 games. I think there's 32 in the league, is that right? 32, 36. So we're not a million miles away from the end of the season. As far as January transfers, there's not really been a lot. One of our young backup players has left the club. He's left on a permanent, on a free. Just one of our backup midfielders that we weren't really using. So he's left. But other than that, there's been no bids, no interest. In terms of next season, the plan, so we will have 8 players, which will fit into our league squad. Whether we need to move one on, move one in, I don't know. I guess if we have to think who would be the 2 we would drop, I guess Huffam would be one of them, because we don't really need 3 wingers in the squad. And maybe fullback, maybe Zaruni could come out and another Saudi boy could come in. Yeah, there's options. There is options, but how we do it exactly, I don't know. You don't really want to take the striker off. You don't really want to take Kang In Lee off, because obviously he's part of the Asian player. So there's some options there. But in terms of the ones we've got, I don't think we need to move any of them on. I don't think we need to, try and replace any that we have. I think what we've got is pretty good. So I don't really feel the need to change it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think we need to, like Cole Palmer's been terrible this season, we need to move him on and get a better foreign player in. I don't feel like that with any of the players. I think like they've all been pretty good. And we're cooking up something pretty good. So I think, honestly, we've got a good chance of winning the Champions League next year. I want to go straight into it. Al Khamis seems to be getting better as well, which is great. We definitely need our Saudi players to keep improving. That's a big part of this as well, is obviously we've only got so many foreign players we can get in. So we need our Saudi boys to improve. And honestly, they're looking okay. So obviously we won't really know how they fare until they start going up against the other teams in Asia. But honestly, I think really only Japan and maybe Korea scare me. I think China should be pretty okay. I wouldn't even say I'm scared of Japan and China, or Korea, sorry. I think it's more, I don't really know what to expect. I think the Japan League's the top league in Asia. We're second. But, it's a bit of a weird thing in Saudi, because we've got players who are way better than anyone else in Asia. But then we've got players who are really not up to the rest of the Japanese league. Like, Saudi players wouldn't be getting in the top J League. I think that's pretty fair to say. Whereas, I mean, maybe some of them would. Maybe Al Khamis would. He's okay. I guess if he's 4-star according to Bertley, and that's up there with the likes of Palmer and whatever, he's actually a top player. When you think about it like that. But we will make a sub. We will bring, the wingers aren't really fit. We'll bring Bruno on for Shirky. I guess that's it. We don't really have much else we can do, just due to the nature of it. But hopefully be okay. Hopefully not be too much of an issue. We are still winning. We've not lit the episode up, have we? With lots and lots of highlights and lots of goals. But we've done probably enough, hopefully, to see us through. Long ball up, knocked backwards, and they are through though. And we need to make sure it was good work from Diamande. Knock on from Hoffman, not chased though by the striker. these are definitely trying to get themselves back in. They've played a long ball in. It's backwards. Ackfeld, I think he should save that. I really think he should save that. I think someone should be getting a block in. We shouldn't be letting runners get to that. It's 1-1. That's disappointing. That is disappointing. I think that's just tired legs. That could just be tired legs. But Palmer on the corner, whipped in, falls to Bruno, plays it out to Al-Zabadi, the centre-back. Can he turn? He can't. He's brought down. Nothing given, and we could get caught on the counter here. I thought that was potentially a penalty shout, but nothing given. Swung in, cleared. Bruno clears to no one. Really should be taking that down out of the air. I'm worried now. We're going to concede. Oh, no, they're in. Oh, they're in. It's 2-1 with barely any time remaining. Oh, the invincible season's going, I think. What a turnaround this has been. We were cruising, absolutely cruising. They've done nothing all game, and they've scored 2 late goals. We have no subs. We can't really do anything else. There's no point going very attacking because everyone's already tired. We just have to take it, I think. Defeat, very late defeat, very disappointing. We were 1-0 up, cruising. I don't know what happened. I think just tired legs. We just couldn't hack it. I'm facing an inquest for the first defeat of the season. What club am I at here? That is... No. Come on. Really? I mean, yeah, it's a bad result, but it's only one bad result. Also, they're in 6th. It's not even that bad. It's not like we lost the bottom of the league. That is ridiculous. The one loss all season, and it was a late one as well. Now I'm getting question marks. The board, yeah, okay, so this is just media nonsense. The media in Saudi, nonsense. Don't worry about it. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Honestly, I think we'll just come back for the last 2 games of the season. We'll come back for Al Ain, Al Riyadh, or Al Raid. Is it Riyadh? That's not Riyadh. No, that's Riyadh. I don't know who. Riyadh? I don't know. Actually, no, we'll probably come back for this. We'll come back for Al Ittihad because that'll be probably the decider. So we'll come back for Al Ittihad. We'll play these off camera and probably wrap up the season next episode. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Hexagon Challenge, and I'll see you all for more very soon.